Welcome to channel No. If you're connected at all to the gaming world, either through your kids, or as a gaming fan yourself, you probably already know about some of the most popular trends in video games. Since its commercial birth in the 1950s, gaming has blossomed into one of the most profitable entertainment industries in the world. Video games have turned into a multi-billion industry. The mobile technology boom in recent years has revolutionized the industry and opened the doors to a new generation of gamers. Gaming has become so integrated with modern popular culture, as more than 42% of Americans are gamers, and 4 out of 5 US households have a console. There are some extremely popular franchises around the world, with a serious range of genres, from first-person shooters to sport, allowing us all to access a range of additions for an increasing number of platforms. The gaming industry is continuously developing and advancing with new technologies to give gamers the best experience. With such a persistent emphasis on performance, one of the industry's biggest questions has always been, what are the best-selling video games of all time? Well, today we are showing the top 10 best-selling games worldwide. So, keep watching this video, and let's get started. Number 10. Diablo III. Diablo III is a hack-and-slash action role-playing game, developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment, as the third installment in the Diablo franchise. This famous action RPG was firstly released on PC. Then consoles took their places into the market. It was released for Microsoft Windows and Mac OS X in May 2012, the PlayStation and Xbox in September 2013, and for the Nintendo Switch in November 2018. In the game, players choose to play as one of 7 character classes, which are Barbarian, Crusader, Demon Hunter, Monk, Necromancer, and the Witch Doctor or Wizard, and are tasked with defeating the Lord of Terror, Diablo, like in previous games in the series. Talking about sales of the game set a new record for the fastest-selling PC game, by selling over 3.5 million copies in the first 24 hours of its release, and became the best-selling PC game of 2012, by selling over 12 million copies. As of August 2015, the number of sales had grown to over 30 million. Unfortunately, Activision Blizzard didn't provide a sales report for the last 4 years, so the total number of sold copies could be a few million higher. Also, there is a sequel, Diablo IV, which was announced in 2019, and is currently in development by Activision Blizzard. Number 9. Call of Duty: Modern Warfare. It is a 2019 first-person shooter video game, developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. Serving as the 16th installment in the Call of Duty series, as well as a reboot of the Modern Warfare series, it was released in October 2019, for the platforms like Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. The game takes place in a realistic and modern setting. The campaign follows a CIA officer and British SAS forces, as they team up with rebels from the fictional country and combating together against Russian forces who have invaded the country. Modern Warfare received praise for its gameplay, story, multiplayer, and graphics. And if we talk about its copies to be sold, Modern Warfare has now surpassed more than 30 million copies, sold across various platforms. Number 8. Wii Fit. The Wii was a cultural phenomenon, reaching millions of casual gamers who were interested in the console's unique motion controls. Wii Fit offered an even more involved experience, with a balance board peripheral that could help guide players through exercise, by tracking their weight and posture. Wii Fit is designed by Nintendo in December 2007 for the Wii home video game console. The game uses a unique platform peripheral, called the Wii Balance Board, on which the player stands during exercise. The board is not actually a balance board, but a device that tracks the user's center of balance. The game features yoga, strength training, aerobics, and balance games. Of course, the balance board made the game a bit more expensive, but led to a higher sales total of more than 43 million. As Nintendo reports, 22 million copies of Wii Fit and 21 million copies of Wii Fit Plus have been sold worldwide. The game has generally received positive reviews, despite criticism over the lack of intensity in some of its workout activities. Wii Fit has been used for physiotherapy and has been adopted by various health clubs around the world. Number 7. Pokémon. Pokémon first offered in February 1996 to the gamers in two versions, Red and Green. Then, after expansion to Europe and US, it became available in Blue and Yellow, also known as the Special Pikachu Edition. The player controls the protagonist from an overhead perspective and navigates him throughout the fictional region of Kanto, in a quest to master Pokémon battling. The goal of the game is to become the champion of the Indigo League, by defeating the 8 gym leaders and then the top 4 Pokémon trainers in the land, the Elite Four. Pokémon is a role-playing video game developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo for the Game Boy. Although Nintendo didn't provide exact numbers of sales, several researchers figured out that the global sales of the 4 versions have exceeded 45 million copies. Number 6. Super Mario Bros. Another video game developed and published by Nintendo. Super Mario Bros. Was released in Japan in 1985 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Players control Mario, or his brother Luigi in the multiplayer mode, as they travel the Mushroom Kingdom to rescue Princess Toadstool from Bowser. They must travel across the side-scrolling stages, while avoiding hazards like enemies and pits with the aid of power-ups, such as the Super Mushroom, Fire Flower, and Starman. Super Mario has been re-released many times, but there's no such thing as too many times, because it's still fun and it's still some kids' first time ever playing a game. For many gamers of a certain age, Super Mario was the first video game they ever played. The game is frequently cited as one of the greatest video games of all time, with praise for its precise controls. The game that brought perhaps the medium's most recognizable character to stardom, Super Mario Bros. Lifetime sales sits at over 50 million units according to Guinness World Records, making it the best-selling NES game ever. It is credited alongside Nintendo as one of the key factors in reviving the video game industry after the 1983 crash, and helped popularize the side-scrolling platform game genre. The game began a multimedia franchise, including a long-running game series, an animated television series, and a feature film. Number 5. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Popularly known as PUBG, it is an online multiplayer battle royale game, developed and published by PUBG Corporation. In the game, up to 100 players parachute onto an island and scavenge for weapons and equipment to kill others, while avoiding getting killed themselves. The available safe area of the game's map decreases in size over time, directing surviving players into tighter areas to force encounters. The last player or team standing wins the round. PUBG was first released for Microsoft Windows via Steam's Early Access in December 2017. The game was also released for the Xbox One in September 2018. At the same time, a free-to-play mobile game version for Android and iOS was also released. In addition, it also released for the PlayStation 4. In April 2020, a version for the Stadia streaming platform was also released by the corporation. Battlegrounds are one of the best-selling and most played video games of all time. The game has sold over 70 million copies on PCs and game consoles as of 2020, in addition to PUBG Mobile accumulating 734 million downloads on mobile devices. PUBG Corporation has run several small tournaments and introduced in-game tools to help with broadcasting the game to spectators, as they wish for it to become a popular esport. Number 4. Wii Sports. Wii Sports is released in 2006, developed and published by Nintendo for the Wii video game console. This funny simulator was successfully bundled in almost all territories right after the launch of Nintendo Wii. The game is a collection of 5 sports simulations, designed to demonstrate the motion sensing capabilities of the Wii remote. The 5 sports included are tennis, baseball, bowling, golf, and boxing. Players use the Wii remote to mimic actions performed in real-life sports, such as swinging a tennis racket. The game also features training and fitness modes that monitor players' progress in sports. According to Nintendo's official sales figures, Wii Sports is the company's best-selling game ever. Its 82 million copies sold makes it the top-selling single-platform exclusive of all time. The game has become a popular means for social gatherings and competitions among players of varying ages, from grannies bowling to toddlers enthusiastically playing tennis. Wii Sports was the world's introduction to the Wii, and a whole generation's introduction to Nintendo's philosophy of game design. Number 3. Tetris. Tetris is considered to be the most evergreen video games ever created. Millions of people still love it, and big tournaments are still held. Since its first release, the iconic puzzler was distributed to 50 different platforms. Tetris is a tile-matching video game, created by Russian software engineer, Alexei Pajitnov in 1984. Since then, it has been published by several companies. In Tetris, players complete lines by moving differently shaped pieces, which descend onto the playing field. The completed lines disappear and grant the player points, and the player can proceed to fill the vacated spaces. The game ends when the playing field is filled. The longer the player can delay this inevitable outcome, the higher their score will be. Built on simple rules and requiring intelligence and skill, Tetris established itself as one of the great early video games. It has sold over 100 million copies. The game is available on over 65 platforms, setting a Guinness World Record for the most ported video game title. Tetris is rooted within popular culture, and its popularity extends beyond the sphere of video games. The game has also been the subject of various research studies that have analyzed its theoretical complexity and have shown its effect on the human brain. But no matter how many times the user had to start the game over, it was just too much fun to stop. User never got tired of it, and even now, Tetris remains one of the favorite games of all time. Number 2. Grand Theft Auto 5. Released by Rockstar Games in 2013, Grand Theft Auto 5 is an open-world, action and adventure game. As its title implies, players in the game's fictional world of San Andreas commit crimes and try to evade authorities. The game launched on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in 2013, was later updated for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 in the following year, and eventually released on PC. The game has gotten consistent updates for the last 6 years and continues to bring in tons of money from players who pay for in-game cash, cosmetics, and game modes. Set within the fictional state of San Andreas, the single-player story follows 3 protagonists and their efforts to commit heists while under pressure from a corrupt government agency and powerful criminals. This open-world design let players freely roam San Andreas' open countryside and the fictional city of Los Santos. As of 2020, Grand Theft Auto 5 had sold more than 135 million copies, to become the second best-selling game of all time. But there is another noteworthy record. As of 2019, Grand Theft Auto 5 is known as the most profitable release in the world. The game's high-speed chases, cinematic shootouts, and hectic heists may be outrageous at times, but the environment it unfolds within is just so real. A technical titan and an endless source of emergent fun, it's no wonder Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the most successful games ever made. Number 1. The Minecraft. Thousands of kids and teens used to play Minecraft during several years, and for many of them, it was the only game which really mattered. Minecraft fans were allowed to create almost everything they wanted within the huge virtual world. The sandbox game allows players to move through and build structures in a pixelated block-like world. In Minecraft, players explore a blocky 3D world, and may discover and extract raw materials, craft tools and items, and build structures or earthworks. Depending on game mode, players can fight computer-controlled mobs, as well as cooperate with or compete against other players in the same world. Players can modify the game to create new gameplay mechanics, items, and assets. With the copies now sold on an array of devices, from smartphones to virtual reality headsets, Minecraft has transcended the idea of what games are and what they can achieve. Minecraft is the best-selling video game of all time after 1984's Tetris. Released in 2011 and purchased by Microsoft in 2014, Minecraft has sold more than 200 million copies to date, with an additional 200 million free users registered in China. If players felt tired building things in Minecraft, they could be involved into some fantasy story and reach some goals. Being so engaging and well-crafted, this adventure game has become the most popular video games of all time. So, these were the top 10 best-selling video games of all time. I hope you agreed to the list, and also like this video. For more such top 10 things, subscribe to the channel.